When you were a kid, you had big dreams and ambitions. You wanted to be an astronaut, a rock star, or even maybe the president. You pursued these dreams with passion and enthusiasm, believing that anything was possible if you worked hard enough and followed your heart. You had a vision of how your life would turn out, and you were excited to make it happen. That's why you wanted to become older. Then you became a teenager. Since you're in your 20s when this podcast is recorded, you grew up during the technological and internet boom. Your role models and dreams changed. Some of you wanted to become YouTubers, some chefs, and some journalists. But we all wanted the same thing. We wanted to be unique in our own way. With the rise of social media, where success is displayed to the entire world for the sake of entertainment, we got fooled. We see success so much that we feel like failures if we're not millionaires by the time we turn 20, because that's how this random guy on the internet is living his life, and you wouldn't have it any other way. And then what? Well, I'll tell you what. Life happens, that's what. You face obstacles and setbacks along the way. You fail exams, get rejected from jobs, lose friends, break up with partners, or maybe even experience trauma and tragedy. You realize that the world was not as fair or even as simple as you thought it was. Your dreams were not as easy or as realistic as you hoped they would be. And on top of that, you suffer a double pain in addition to realizing that your dream isn't attainable. You're getting bombarded by news about other people that have succeeded more than you. And you are here. Bland. Fast forward a few years, and boom, now you're an adult with responsibilities and you don't know where things went wrong. How did you find yourself in this situation you swore to never be in the first place? Why does your life feel like a fight between you and the world in order to determine if you'll just get more and more boring by the day? You feel like you're falling behind, like you're wasting your time and potential. You might even feel like you're losing your passion, your purpose, and sometimes your direction. Yeah. Let's try to find out where your plan went down the drain. But first, let's rewind a bit. Let's talk about childhood. You logically can't expect children to be visionaries or have long-term dreams that will follow them for the rest of their lives because they don't have enough perspective. So far, nothing shocking. Childhood dreams are often fueled by innocence and an unfiltered sense of wonder. As a kid, you were captivated by the limitless possibilities that the world seemed to offer. These dreams were like constellations lighting up your early years, guiding your aspirations with their twinkling brilliance. You believed, perhaps naively, that if you poured your heart and soul into your goals, the universe will conspire to make them a reality. The world was a canvas waiting for your strokes of genius, and you were ready to paint a masterpiece. And the only brush that you ever need is to become older. When you're candid, you don't understand anything around you, and you experience things differently. Then life kicks in, the colors begin to fade slowly from your eyes, and your overall experience and enjoyment begins to tarnish. Some problems might even show up, whether they're created by you or not. And sometimes your situation starts to worry you to the point where you need an escape plan that you unfortunately can't still wrap your head around. Your hope of a better day becomes your dream, a sort of way to keep your sanity intact. When I'll make enough money, I'll get the fuck out of this house and do my own thing, kind of quote. Dreams turn into hope. Once you can't bear your situation anymore, you start acting on it to make it change. Your dreams slowly become your goals and it becomes the only thing that obsesses you. Hope turns into hunger. You learn that dreaming isn't just a passive act of imagination, it's a call to action. Your once lazy-ass aspirations crystallize into concrete plans. The escape that you yearned for transforms into a purpose-driven journey. As you work tirelessly towards your goals, the world around you begins to change. The colors that used to fade away from your eyes don't stop turning grey, they just turn grey slower than usual. As you stand on the precipice of your new reality, you realize that the journey from dream to fulfillment is one that shapes not only your circumstances but also the person you've become along the way. Your dreams shape you, but sometimes your plans are flawed and are not applicable to reality. You're stuck in your shitty-ass 9 to 5, or in an education that you don't like, or even on your couch all day. You keep on repeating to yourself, well, I'm sure there is more to life than this. There is no way that's it. And yet here you are, stuck. Your reality is nowhere near what you expect it to be. You're now a boring adult with boring responsibilities and boring problems. For someone who was always told that he'll be able to do that and that and that, and who ends up so miserable, that feels almost ironic. You feel cheated on by life itself, and you don't know if you want, or even if you can, fight it anymore. If your life isn't what you envisaged 10 years ago, what is it really about then? Did you lose the race? And most importantly, if you're not here chasing your dream, what do you do now? Is there still any meaning at all? Even worse, was life always about this situation you're in right now? And there was no way to change it? So many questions that you don't know how to answer. So you turn to the only people that you based your entire dreams and reward system on. Other people on the internet. You open TikTok or Instagram and people are living your dreams. And then boom, FOMO hits you so hard that you don't know how to react to that. You're confused and even jealous sometimes. Don't worry, I do the same too. I delete all my socials for 1 week whenever an event that I can't attend is trending. I haven't seen any festival videos in over 7 years, and it's getting even worse this year because I wasn't able to go on vacation. I just stayed home most of my summer. And let's just say that staying home after working until 6 p.m. every single day while others are enjoying their lives isn't really the most pleasurable feeling. But hey, why do I feel the need to do that? It's almost natural. How comes? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me introduce you to the social comparison theory by Leon Festinger. It basically explains how individuals assess their worth by comparing themselves to others. People naturally evaluate their abilities and traits through comparison with peers. This comparison can be upward, like striving for improvement, or downward, boosting self-esteem. Upward comparison inspires growth, while downward ones enhance self-confidence. However, these comparisons can impact self-belief, motivation, and behavior, possibly even leading to negative feelings. So, too long didn't read. It is natural to do that, but since our brain sucks, we can't filter the good and the bad naturally. So let's try to filter all this negative energy and learn some lessons. 8 billion human beings currently living on this earth. Over 110 billion have ever lived to this point. Humanity is a line that started somewhere around 200,000 years ago and will end up one day. Each day, the line gets longer and longer. You are part of that, as well as your parents and the people around you. You're a dot around other dots. You're part of the whole, and by that you're not special based on that logic. Someone will always achieve more than you. Someone will always know more things than you do. You will not reinvent the wheel, and you will not create the first car. Comparison is useless in this case because it's just a game you can never win. But it doesn't just apply to you, it applies for everybody else. So just bear in mind, for example, that even the richest people on earth right now aren't even the richest to have ever lived. It's not really a curse though. There is another side to the coin. When you let go of your impossible goals, you unlock a whole new perspective. What really makes you special is the gift of life itself. You are alive, and that's something you don't find everywhere in the universe. The best thing you can do for yourself is to live your life and enjoy living it. Because your self-imposed pressure to be the best among others, it's absolutely useless because it's your life where your sky is red and your grass is blue. Are you tired of doubting the existence of everything but yourself? Do you feel lonely and isolated in your own mind? Do you wish you could share your thoughts and feelings with others who understand you? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need solipsism. Solipsism is the philosophical idea that only your mind is sure to exist. It is the ultimate form of subjective idealism that frees you from the certainty and deception of the external world. With solipsism, you can be confident that you are the only reality that matters, and that everything else is just a product of your imagination. Solipsism is easy to use and requires no special equipment or training. Just follow these 3 simple steps. Step 1. Reject any evidence or argument that suggests the existence of other minds and objects. Step 2. Affirm that you are the sole source and cause of all your perceptions and experiences. Step 3. Enjoy the peace and satisfaction of knowing that you are the center of the universe. Solipsism is not for everyone. Some people may find it hard to accept or cope with these implications of this radical view, but if you are ready to embrace the ultimate truth, then solipsism is just for you. Solipsism, the only philosophy that makes sense. Order now and get ready to experience a new level of self-awareness and enlightenment. Based on this poorly edited ad, since your only certainty is your mind, then the only real comparison that you can do is with yourself. Are you really the best version of yourself right now? What would you do about that very specific topic? You're at an age where you're starting to become a conscious adult, a time where you realize that being good doesn't mean being seen as a good person. The real fight isn't a fight against others. The real fight is against yourself. It's your time to start giving up on building bridges to nowhere and start building super cool towers for you alone. It's your journey, your path, and your challenges. And the most important part of this whole thing is to not lose faith and to never be desperate, because who else but you can achieve your full potential? Your dream should then be that simple. Having the inner kindness to accept yourself as you are, reaching that best version of yourself. Okay, let's sum things up. Dreams know no boundaries. How you achieve them is where the real deal is. Whenever life hits you, it can destroy your entire work in the blink of an eye, and there is nothing you can do about it. The best investment that you can do at that moment is yourself, and that's where dreams can evolve. If you find yourself cheated on by life itself, and your childhood dreams just seem like a disillusion, becoming the best version of yourself can, at the same time, get you back on your feet. Have the confidence to finally achieve your original dream, or even gain a new one that is just as noble as the first one. This was the third episode of Lost in Your 20s. I hope I'll see you soon, and take care. Ali out.